going to continue on the back here. So one thing too that is a transition point again is the shoulder. Okay, so I can see that I started the shoulder here, but if we look here, that scapula that we determined, that bone, that's going to actually be the where the shoulder kind of comes and connects here. So I'm just going to kind of, and it's actually going to be at the top of that whole, follows that whole top of that scapula. I'm just going to kind of make some long sweeping strokes to it. Notice that I'm making the sweeping strokes or the long strokes in the direction of the muscle. Okay, the muscle, all muscles connect from kind of one bone to another bone, and I'm always making it kind of the stroke the long way of the muscle. It's going to help create a better shape. Okay, and you can see that this is kind of leaving a little hole or a little kind of negative space right there. That negative space is going to be for those muscles, and obviously those are the deeper muscles. Okay, those are underneath other muscles. So when I add them, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of add them like this. And if there's any muscles that I'm kind of cheating, it's going to be these. There we go. And then if I need to, I'm going to kind of do a stroke over them like this to make them feel like they're covered up. And then again, so I'm not scared to do strokes over strokes. In fact, I'm encouraging it. Okay, excellent. And again, I'm trying to get like the proper placement, but I feel like as far as any kind of refinement, exactness of the muscle shape, I mean like the intensity of the muscle, how far it's coming out, I'm going to kind of deal with that later. I feel like I want kind of all of the muscles to be there. And then obviously later I'm going to kind of smooth it out and do what I call kind of skinning it, meaning okay, where I make this look like skin. It looks like the muscles are affecting underneath. So now for the knees, I suppose I could just come right here and kind of make a mark. Okay, and I can see exactly where the knee is, and then kind of come down here. That's where the shin tibia is. Okay, cool. And the knee is going to be a very important mark because now I'm going to take the serratus anterior, which is this muscle right here, this long kind of, and I can even follow it right there, and I can see that exact line. And that's going to come around here like this and kind of come to the tibia. Okay, and you're not going to be able to necessarily see it from the front, so you got to kind of rotate around a little bit. But I feel like this is a long muscle that's kind of a band. Okay, there we go. And now, okay, maybe I'll leave it in this orthographic view for now. Then I can, I'm going to kind of create a teardrop right here. And again, I feel like I want this to be underneath that. And you may be surprised when I'm doing this, like, hey, I'm not using a lot of different brushes, right? And I feel like you don't need to, right? It's not about the special brush that's going to get you the look that you need. You just got to kind of, you can essentially do this with all one brush, okay, with the clay strips brush. And then eventually we'll kind of move on to smoothing, maybe the grab brush as well. But I for the most part, it's more about just kind of understanding what you want and then kind of making that happen with these brushes here. I can see that this side muscle is actually a big muscle here that's going to get covered up. So I'm going to kind of go like this. Okay, excellent. And I'm thinking about this inner side as rounded, and this is going to be kind of flat. So I feel like I'm going to go like this. I'm just going to kind of create some diagonal into the pelvis here. And that's going to be my abductors. Okay, excellent. And another thing that I want to think about too is on this oblique. Okay, that oblique, I want it to feel like it's kind of resting on the pelvis. So I'm going to kind of give a little bit more weight here. Okay, and that's going to only be true for males. I feel like on females, we're going to have kind of a lot curvier hips. And the reason for that, I feel like a lot of people are, oh, it's just the wider hips. But the reason is actually the fat pads on the female. So I feel like there's going to be a lot more fat on in this region right here, and that's going to help make it look curvy. And even if on I call it the non-negotiable fat, where it doesn't matter if you're kind of fat or skinny, it's all females are going to have those fat pads, and I feel like that's really not present in the male. So I feel like in the male, like at the top here, you're going to get more kind of a sense of this oblique kind of sitting and resting on the pelvis, and it's going to kind of help it feel more masculine, if you will, than a female character. And it's not that it rests, like, I feel like I don't want like a prominent line right here, right all the way down here. I want it to kind of smooth transition into that, which I feel like it's kind of looking like a harsh line right now, but I feel like I'll take care of that eventually. But we're just kind of setting up our marks here. There we go. And now we're starting to, obviously work that transition from the torso to the legs. And just kind of switch. It's looking kind of striated down here, which is weird. Okay, so